So I'm basically this is your host, Steve from the back, and it kind of sucks because um I think I was supposed to go to a food pantry tonight, but I accidentally overslept. I guess I didn't set my alarm right, so looks like the joke's on me on that point. Joke's on me. I didn't really um set my alarm right, so I didn't get up and go to the pantry like I was supposed to. So I'll have to go tomorrow night, and I also will have to be washing a load of clothes tomorrow night as well. But what I want to do is, and this is not a thing I normally do, thank God, because see, I'm going to use this video as an example to kind of get a point across that is not something that needs to be stressed. Well, I mean, for some people, this would need to be stressed, but generally, this is just something you could laugh at my expense, because Steve is always talking shit about something, or talking shit about someone, or bashing something, right? But rarely do I rarely do I put myself in the center of a story or something where somebody, for whatever, even whether they were right or they were wrong, that I was the center of the bashing in the beating, which today I actually was the center of a verbal assault. That this, I'm not going to, I don't, when I tell these stories, I don't use people's actual names, because if I use their names, I feel like that's distasteful, and I'm not really that much of an asshole. Like, there's nothing that a person can do to me. There's nothing that they're going to be able to come back and retaliate with or anything. But I'm not that much of an asshole, so I'm not going to mention a person's actual name. So I'm not going to do that. But I'm trying to think, what's a name I could call, what's an alias I could call this clown ass person, this female. I don't know. I guess I'll call her what was it? Oh. Okay, her name is McTrousers Burgerstein. Okay, we're going to be calling her McTrousers Burgerstein. Right? So I'm going to give you guys a little story, and I might play some audio for you. I don't know if this audio is going to work, but I'm going to try to play it for you and try to record it best as I can, so you get a picture, right? So you get a best. So you get an actual. Oh fuck! Wait, I don't know. Maybe she might. Okay, maybe I might have to edit this more if she says her name in it or something, which I don't think she would say her name in these voice messages. But I'm going to play this for you to just show you some of the bullshit, like things that I've seen have to deal with firsthand. And don't even get it twisted. I'm going to go into the story so you already know that it's not what you think. You're thinking, oh, this is about some pussy shit, right? This is some bitch who was fucking or something, right? Like, this is, no. I didn't even get any pussy, dude. I didn't even get any pussy out of this interaction. That did not happen. It is bullshit. I would say it would even make the nonsense worth it if I did, but I did not. This is a this was a failed experiment. This was something I should have seen being bound to fail, and it did. And it was just it was retarded. Okay, so I'll get to the point. So first off, I want to know if you could relate to this. If you ever had one of those friends that, I'm sorry, the person, probably this friend is going to hear this, they're going to be like, I know you're talking about me, Steve. Well, I am. Oh well. You ever had one of those friends that, like, obviously you have certain disagreements with them, obviously they have certain disagreements with you, they have certain things in common, but there's one thing about this friend, you realize that it literally seems like friends that are attached to them almost seem in your mind like as if they are cursed. Like, it's like literally anytime you come into contact with one of their friends, whatever social group that they are used to and that they're frequent, or that they have ties with always seems like some dumb shit happens no matter what, and it always is something really stupid, and you can't even, it's like it leaves you scratching your head how a person would act that way, and you're thinking, well, these people must be trash. You're thinking like, now I don't want to go out as far as to say that my friend that's actually close, like a friend is trash, but I'll say, there you got some trashy motherfuckers that are in your circle, and both male or female, it seems like these people, either they do something very trashy around me, or they may prove themselves to act a straight up buffoon and act like they have no sense, like they are complete trash. And I'm just like, I feel like, I'll dare say it, I feel above almost. I feel like I'm above those type of people at the end of the day sometimes, because I'm thinking like, I don't give a fuck if I was homeless or rich or whatever. I just realized I cannot really take people like that seriously. They are fucking clowns. So I'll I'll give you, it's because their lifestyles, mentalities, and behaviors, and overall behaviors and decisions, right? So I'll give you a story. And I apologize to myself for even making this stupid decision. So there's a Thanksgiving, right? It all started where there was an actual Thanksgiving Eve, I think you call it. And I could be wrong, but I think this is how it went. I think this is what that date or night was. So, I am one of those guys to where I do not like being 100% completely alone. I like female company. If I want to have just like even a friend that is just I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, let's say this girl is just there for me to smash, and I'm there for her to fuck. It's a mutual understanding. This is not a real relationship. This is not necessarily a deep friendship. It doesn't even have to be on an emotional level. This is not. It is literally what it is. It is literally friends with benefits, if you could call it that. And that is simply there in place simply for me to do something more entertaining and more exciting than me hitting up X videos in the Pornhub and going on a midnight meat train, vicious fap train cycle. And that's all that's about, right? So, when you try to acquire something like that in your life, not only does that not always pan out how you want it, but it may fail entirely, and it may fail messily, and it may fail in a very real and very disgusting way, in a very gross way. Like, gross in the way of that it's just sloppy, messy, and it is just disgusting, and it made you lose more respect for a person. I'm not going to say women as a whole, because I can't judge all women based on bad experiences, but it makes you have little respect for the person themselves or people you find similar to them altogether after these type of experiences, and you're actually disappointed in yourself that you would have more faith in an individual any more than you did. Okay, so the thing was, I knew of this, what was I calling her? Trousers Burgerstein. I knew of this person already. I knew of this person from a friend of a friend. I knew many negative things about this person, but I still could, just because there are many negative things about a person, doesn't mean that you're thinking, maybe if they have a certain attraction to you, like some people do sometimes, you're thinking that maybe you may get some ass off of this. You're thinking that, like me, for instance, I'm really not all that bad of a guy. When it comes to females, like, a lot of times they'll tell you that, like, yeah, Steve is a nice guy. And the thing is, when you're trying to just, find a fuck buddy or whatever you want to call it, you got to understand that, like, you really haven't, you never know what you're going to jump into. These people, you really just don't know. You don't know what this girl really is like, and you don't know all the bullshit that maybe you may have to even put up with just to even have that type of program going with her, that relationship or whatever, and nothing more, if even that. So what happened was I wanted to acquire by any means a date, a line, a link, a anything, some type of. I wanted to find that type of person because I was thinking, well, I'll be goddamned if I have another fucking Thanksgiving alone. That is depressing. I was like, fuck it. I am going out there and I am snatching and grabbing a bitch. I'm finding some bitch and I'm snagging them. You know what I mean? So this is so ironic and it's funny. It's comical. It's actually comical. So I go out there with that intent purpose. I think it was a Thanksgiving Eve, and I literally at first was gonna cook my Thanksgiving dinner at home alone, which I wish I had have should have now. I made a bad. I wish I could should have that very night. I wish I never had to even ran into this girl. But so I run. So I see a girl from the behind view, and I'll admit at the time she was looking better than she looks now, in my opinion. But the way she looked, it was enough for me to say, huh, you know what? I would smash that. Like I'd hit it. And I seen this woman from behind, and she had these jeans on, and I was like, I could see myself. So okay, so what I did was, usually when I'm in a store and I'm about to like check out and get my groceries and leave, usually people aren't that close to me because it just doesn't work that way. Usually they tend to be further away, and if I wanted to really approach them, I would have to somehow either cut them off somehow, or I would literally have to like just by chance be in the same vicinity of them or something enough where it didn't seem creepy, like I'm literally following this bitch to go approach her and talk to her. So the odd thing had happened, which normally never happens, is as soon, like literally as soon as I had left and got my stuff and was gonna check out, and I was thinking, oh, that bitch is gone. And for some reason, I don't know why, I just perceived her to be older than she was. Like she's older than me actually. I'm 34. I think she's like probably 40 something, I think she said. But I perceived her to be, I don't know, for some reason I thought she was like older than what she is, like more higher in the 40s than that, right? Which to me is not a that's not an unattractive thing for me. I don't know. I like women younger, older, my age. It doesn't really matter. It depends on the girl. So I'm literally walking down the sidewalk to this store, going on my path to go home, and I see the same woman, and she's literally walking by herself. No car, no man. I saw a car, and I was thinking, maybe she's about to get in that car, and that's like her man or something. Nope, she just walks right past us. I'm thinking, oh, really? A woman looks like that, and she'd normally have a man with her. I'm thinking she's alone. Like what? She's not like in a rush. She doesn't look in a. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go straight for her then, because if she's, you know. So I literally approached her, and she turns around, and she has a smile on her face, which is surprising me. Surprising. And then she tells me that she remembers who I am. She remembers a friend. I'm from a friend of a friend, or blah blah blah. And I was very surprised. I was like, oh, so she actually remembers who I am. Oh, okay, so that seemed even more, because it seemed like there's more of a connection there, because there's a sense of familiarity. And I definitely, and then I remembered her, but I realized she just looked different because she had on like different clothes, hair a different way. Certain things make someone look different. And the thing was, in my head, I really had no clue what to expect, because she literally told me, "Oh yeah, sure, you can come over to my house on the actual Thanksgiving day, and we can have dinner or whatever." And I was thinking, "Oh wow, that sounds insane." Like I'm thinking, like, man, I don't even know what did not actually expect this to work out like that in any degree. Like, because the thing about me is, I'm not one of those guys who assumes that a girl's gonna want to have sex just because they invited me to their house or something. Like me, I actually do have like some part of that like old hospitality mentality in me, where it's like, you may invite a girl over, or she may invite you over to cook you dinner, or you could cook her dinner or something. And it doesn't mean that that you guys are necessarily going to be fucking. It's just that but in my head, I'll admit, I was thinking like, this girl probably, especially because she seemed very like welcoming and friendly, like almost a little too friendly. Um, in the way she hugged me, I was thinking like, I don't know, maybe she really like is just one of those girls. I'm thinking, man, if she, well, that's what I'm looking for because I just wanted to have some fun on Thanksgiving. To tell you the truth, that's all it was. But that really didn't happen. So basically, to make a long story short about that, it's like nothing happened sexually like that. In fact, it was weird. Literally, when I got into her house, first off, this girl, I shit you not, she's jumping around, she's literally bouncing around in her kitchen. She literally has on a onesie, head to toe, full body onesie, with the footies on, like a child, and is literally jumping and bouncing around. Like, it was weird, because I was thinking, like, I'm the only other person I know that really bounces around on their feet like that. You know what I mean? Because for me, that's just a natural thing, and it's a very like animalistic looking thing. Like it's something you think a monkey, you see a monkey doing or something, and I'm like, that's just weird. That why is she doing that? And then I'm thinking, oh well, she proceeds to tell me that I think she said her little side is coming out. If you don't know what a little is, I mean, you got to look it up what a little is. And that's nothing new to me because I mean I've known people that have those tendencies, and I'm thinking, okay, nothing's weird about that, or nothing is wrong with it. It's just okay. I just did not expect that because when I saw you at the store, you looked almost like you were a damn maybe 45 to 46-year-old woman with librarian glasses on, and you had a frowned up face in the store because she was smiling when I approached her eventually, but in the store when I would see her, she had this like facial demeanor. You ever seen one of those really it's like you ever seen like a really pretty white woman, and for whatever reason the way that they hold their face just looks so unwelcoming. Like it looks like they would just like not even look at you twice, and then they would just walk, like they just have this mean look. But sometimes once you talk to them, their whole demeanor like changes when you start talking to them. She had that look. So, but then it's funny, when I met her in her own kitchen, she had a totally opposite look. It seemed like a more childish type of vibe. I don't know. And then as we started talking, then it almost started to turn into like she had a very angry, violent, I don't want to be bothered by men. Uh I'm not a touchy feely type of girl. She actually literally went on that one of those type of spiels, and I'm thinking, huh. My first thing in my head was thinking, well, you were a touchy feely girl when we were talking the night before. Like all of a sudden now you're one of these people. Like what the fuck is this? Did you just is this the movie Split where the guy has like 20 personalities? Did you just do what the fuck is this? But in my head I was thinking, man, whatever, man. If we're gonna be fucking or whatever, we're gonna get to know each other and then we're gonna be like fucking friends or whatever. Whatever. That's what I'm here for in the first place, man. Fuck the bullshit. But I'm polite, so I don't like talk reckless to people, man or woman, just for no reason. Like you have to give me a real specific reason for me to talk to you with disrespect. Like I don't disrespect people. Okay, you have to give me a reason for that. I usually believe in like the common courtesy that you give to a person, even if they seem like they're on some really stupid shit, like they're on some weird shit. I don't like being like that towards people. But the thing is, as we talked, I started to realize, man, I don't know if this girl is coming or going. I'm like, I don't know if this girl. I'm like, I don't know if this is two people I'm talking to, one person. I'm like, this bitch is one of those. I'm like, oh, she's one of those, man. She is one of those. She's all over the place now. I've been told this about. I was like, I've been told this about this girl before, but now I'm actually kind of seeing it. But I'm thinking it still might be okay. It still might. It doesn't mean that we can't have a friendship. Obviously, I look at girls like this is like this. If I'm in a position to where I have like a serious girlfriend, and we're seriously dating, and she's a certain type of girl. Those type of people, if I'm connected to people like that in my life, it's not that I can't have a friendship with them, but there will be no more fucking at that point. There will be no buddy fucking, fuck buddying, booty calling. There will be none of that type of stupid shit because, nah. You know what I mean? Nah. It's like that's just some shit you have fun with when you're not in a real committed relationship or no person that you have serious feelings for is really in your life actively, and they're like, so it is what it is. All that thought shit is gonna have to end, right? So as we're talking, I'm just noticing all these small things. I'm noticing like, well, you seem to be a little all over the place, but maybe I could deal with it. And then after I left the situation, after the dinner was had, words were spoken, I was thinking, that's really weird because I for sure thought that I was in for some fucking. I thought I was in for a good old time. You know what I mean? But nah. So obviously, another day happens randomly and I visit her again and it's kind of the same shit, talking a movie or so, maybe some lunch. Mind you that I paid for more than once, you know what I mean? That's kind of gonna lead into my story. And over time, I noticed like progressive negative and worse attributes and things. Now I will give her this. I will give it that this person was honest, and they'll say some shit like, oh, you need to leave because I'm about to turn into a monster and I don't want to be mean, so, you gotta leave, or say some shit like, I'm gonna take my medication and pass out, so, you might just want to leave and blah, blah, blah. And I understand that. It's like, okay, I get it. I'd rather be told the truth than find out like the hard way. But I'm thinking you did kind of just, you did really kind of just waste my fucking time a little bit, bitch. And you annoyed the fuck out of me with all the shenanigans and shit. But I get that you're actually mentally ill, so I really get it. Like, I know this is not an act or an excuse for something, because, but it got progressively worse. Okay, I'll put it like this. The straw that broke the camel's back mentally, which just led up to, like, this, was me. What broke the camel's back for me and was the deal breaker was when, at some point, regardless of if there was any confusion there, this girl tells me that she's like, yeah, you're in the friend zone. I don't want to do this with you. Mind you, as she's, like literally stripping down in front of me, literally stripping, like I'm seeing this girl's naked body. And at that point, I'll admit, it wasn't as attractive as, what's the word? How do I say this? Would have wanted it to be, but the thing is this, is that I still would have hit it, but the thing was, at that point, I'll put it like this, her personality, habits, coupled with the fact that, like, she's attractive enough for me to fuck, but she's not one of those girls that just like I'm just so obsessed with her looks, which I've had that before. I've worked with girls and places and things where their looks just make me obsessed. Like, I literally could, not even just their looks, it's their personality too, but their looks, they have this look that makes you just like obsess over them. You know what I mean? She's not that type of girl. Not for me at least. But the thing is this, is that when a girl says some shit like that to me that puts in my mind, I'm like, you're useless, because it's like, I'm not one of those motherfuckers that wants to ever hear. It depends on who you are. Now, if you're some type of chick to where I have no attraction to you at all, I don't mind hearing that you see me as a brother, or, I'm in the friend zone, you're never gonna get this, blah, blah, blah. You could tell me some shit like that, and it actually doesn't bother me, because if I'm not attracted to you at all, it doesn't bother me, because I'm thinking, like, I'm not losing out on anything. But when a person tells me about their explicitly promiscuous experiences, like, oh yeah, I just had a threesome this day, and I didn't like this and that, and blah, 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 and then and then you go pull some wild shit like that, that to me is like, it's almost like, what's the word? It's insulting a little bit, But because you're being so honest, it kind of balances it out. I kind of respect that, and I'm like, oh well, it lets me know where I stand. And to me, that makes you just useless. You know, it's like there because if my goal in the first place was to use you as a thought that you sort of act like, then well, at least not with me, but clearly with other men, you act like one. So my whole thing is this: it's that you're useless to me at that point. You're actually nothing. Matter of fact, the most you would leave me with is frustration, anger. I'll be like, oh, here we go with this shit again. This is another one of those type of girls that you're wasting your fucking time. You know what I mean? You're just wasting your time, especially if you're paying for the meal or whatever. So on this last random occasion, she actually paid for the meal because the thing was I'd forgot didn't have my card, and she actually paid, and it was not no expensive meal. Shit was really about like $30 or more, maybe a little more than 30, because her fucking dumbass tipped probably like $5 or more. She tipped the motherfuckers. So I was just kind of like, hey, next time we hang out or whatever, I'll pay for the meal, right? But there will not be a next time now, because at this point, I'm just like, you just rubbed me the bitch. You rubbed me the wrong fucking way with this one. So what had happened was I had a pair of these really well. They're nice boots, but the thing is, they're old and kind of weathered. They were given to me by a friend. I think they used to be her husband's boots. They're like they're my size because I believe they're an exact 12 or they're an exact 11 and a half. The thing was, these boots have a history. These boots have. It was the craziest instance. One time I actually made a rant about this. I'm not going to link it in the description, but I ranted about this because I'd stepped in shit when I had these boots, and it ruined my fucking day when it happened. I remember this because I think it was on a Halloween, and I stepped in this fucking shit with these boots. Literally had to clean the shit off. It's grueling. It's annoying to have to clean shit off like that with chemicals and shit. And then literally, not even a month after, literally like maybe a week or two after, I fucking step in shit again. And I'm like, no. I'm like, these boots almost seem like they have bad luck. I had to put the boots in a bag for literally a couple months, actually. And when I finally recently had taken them out, I had washed them with bleach. I don't really have much other stuff to wash them with because I'm a person where I like to use different chemicals, like something to clean the germs, something to get away odor, something to clean germs again, and blah. So who knows? If I really have the shit at my disposal, I might use 3 different chemicals to clean a certain thing and just really hope that it doesn't just eat away the fucking thing that I'm trying to clean, depending on what it is. Okay, that's just me. I'm just a weirdo. So because if it's something I really like or care about, then I want to really clean it and shit like that. But so anyway, all I had was some bleach, and I cleaned the boots off. I got the shit off. I cleaned it off. Blah blah blah. Wore them. They were dry. They were clean. So okay, there's this day where I'm at this park, and I have the day off. So I decide I'm gonna hit this person up and see what happens. And then literally, I shit you not. In my mind, I'm thinking, hey, if this bitch doesn't change her tune or some shit, I'm out. I'm like, I'm not fucking with this person like on a hanging out level, at any level. I'm not gonna be mean about it, but this person is not offering me anything. In fact, their lifestyle of seemingly doing almost nothing, having a bunch of supposed mental issues, always mood up and down, turning into the fucking Mrs. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde and all this wild, crazy shit. No, it's just like up and down, wild shit all around, insulting me and not even knowing it. Because I'm the type of guy to where, I'm telling you, I'm not the type of guy you want to fuck with. First off, you don't want to fuck with a person like me. I'm just putting it out there. Second, you don't want to like say shit to me like, that seems demeaning, degrading, treat me like a child, look at me like a child. You don't want to dangle carrots over the donkey's head. You don't want to say some shit to me like, oh, well, I'm not, I don't see you like that, or Like, like for instance, if a girl acts really slutty 1 second or says some really slutty shit, but then on the same coin tries to like, that's just gonna piss me off. Like, what you're gonna do is you're gonna piss me off. It's gonna frustrate me, and at some point, depending on who you are, like I said, if unless you're a certain type of girl, your looks are not going to carry over. You're just going to make me mad, and then I'm going to look at you like, well, I could actually literally be right now crazily fucking in all different type of positions all around this house a chick that looks much better than you. Maybe if you didn't know. So, it just so happens that this was easy for me to get in here. It was, this is, you're down the block, you're literally in walking distance. But if you didn't know, bitch, you know that actually the actual truth is I don't even have to be that attractive. It's just that there's a lot of girls. There's a lot of men in this world, and there's a lot of girls. There's more women than there's men in this world. So you gotta understand, like, it's literally just the law of average. And the fact of the matter is, a guy like me, and I'm not no super handsome guy, but it's just the way things work. I could easily get, if I happen to come, but the whole point is I'd have to meet a chick like this. I could easily meet even two bitches that are much more attractive than you and could be fucking them. All the shit that you don't want to do or claim you don't do or whatever you're not doing, or you don't want to do with me, but you want to do with all these other men or whatever. Whatever that is, you got to realize, like, I could have a better bitch than you that does that and more. You know what I mean? She'll not only will we fuck, but she won't have all these like mental issues. She's not going to be throwing tantrums. She's not going to be talking to me like a child, disrespecting me, even though I'm a straight G and I could snap your fucking neck and I could literally. You get what I'm saying? Even if you're a man, like if you're a man, I literally told this bitch what I told her at some point because I got pissed off. I didn't tell her verbally, but I texted her. I told her the straight up truth. I said, if you were a man and you talked to me like that, I would break you in half. And I literally meant that. Like, I mean, literally, I would probably, literally, after choking you out, I would almost half literally break you in half. Okay? I'm not fucking playing. Like, when I say some shit like that, I mean that shit. So, I am that type of guy. And I'm very capable. So, I don't want to even be disrespected by certain people, let alone some dumbass bitch that is just some nobody, that is just some fucking bitch that runs their mouth because they have no life and they're really a scared little girl inside. But you know how some of these women are. It's like you're a scared little girl, but you're not about shit. You ain't got shit going on, so you like to run your fucking mouth. You know, it's like all you have is that mouth to run. So you like running your fucking mouth. But it's stupid and it's reckless, bitch. You get what I'm saying, right? Do you get my point? You get my fucking point, right? So, it was just stupidity on top of stupidity on top of stupidity. I was just like, damn, I'm not even getting any pussy. This is not a way to go. This is not working. This is not good. So I was like, you know what? Mentally, I left the situation. I was out. I mentally left already, but I wanted to see if there was some glimmer of hope. So, I go, I have lunch, I hang out with this girl. She throws a tantrum. The thing was, she didn't tell me she's throwing a tantrum, but I guess internally she was throwing a tantrum. And some shit happened. She bought an item. The shit was faulty. Obviously, she didn't like that. Yada, yada. I wake up. I wake up to look at my phone, because to tell you the truth, I was literally about to literally pass out. Because I'm struggling to stay awake, and I'm like, man, I gotta wash clothes, I gotta hit the pantry. I can't be falling asleep right now, so I literally was gonna go get the phone, and I was gonna go on. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real, like I always do on this channel. I was about to fap. I was like, let me hit the porn site up and see what I could find on the porn site. And to tell you the truth, I'll even be honest and raw enough, because I like telling you these little things, because it's disgusting, but it's very funny. It makes me laugh. It's like, so I'll even tell you what I was gonna look up, right? And I shit you not, I was gonna look up some mature porn, man. Like, not like crusty old lady porn, but mature ladies. Like, ladies that are mature. That are hot, but they're mature. You know what I mean? Like, thick, sexy. There are women like that. That you know they're older, but they're sexy and they're hot. I was gonna look up some porn like that, man. Um, and you know, it didn't happen because like it didn't even happen. Because literally, when I fucking get up, I see that there's two voice messages on this phone, right? And when I seen these two voice messages, uh you know, Trousers McBurgerstein, and I was like, oh no, I was like, here we go with this bitch. I already know okay, I already almost know what happened. She got high, right? She got high. She was feeling some type of way. She went through some type of psychotic episode and decided that she wasn't going to hold her tongue and she was going to talk recklessly and say whatever was on her mind into the phone at my expense to me. And I'm thinking, oh, I already know what this is. And I knew I was going to get pissed off. I was like, I'm going to be fucking pissed off because I don't deserve this type of treatment. Like I said, most men that know me would not even dare. They would never, because they already know they would get fucked up. They already know. They would already know you're about to get fucked up, man. You're about to get not only fucked up, you're about to get humiliated and fucked up. I'm talking like I might take your shoes and your fucking wallet. You ever seen some shit like that happen where someone gets knocked out or choked out or whatever, and then, you know, their wallet's gone, shoes gone, taking shit that you don't even need to take just to make a point? It's like, I could have did worse, motherfucker. Leave it at that. Don't you ever come at me like that. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. That's the type of shit I was thinking because I already knew. I already knew that the disrespect was coming. So I'm thinking like, okay, you want to disrespect me? I'm about to disrespect you, but you're going to regret it much worse, right? But this is a fucking female. This is not a male. You know, I told one of my friends, I told her, I said, if she was a fucking man, I would went to her house and probably just fucked her up for any of that disrespectful shit she said. And she would have been surprised after. She would have had to recover. She would have had to heal. But I would have been justified. I would have been fucking justified. Because you don't talk to people like that. Like, I never... The funny thing is this, too, right? I don't understand how this woman feels emboldened. She feels emboldened to speak to me like that, and I never said a harsh word to this woman. I've always was respectful. I was always polite. You know, I was always a gentleman. In some way in between that, she thinks that it's okay to say the stupid shit that she said in the way she said it. Now, this person, I have to go back to the boot thing I was talking about, because the boot thing ties into this story, right? This is almost like a new type of story. I'm gonna start calling stories like this if I can like explain it. I'm gonna start calling stories like this gutter stories. I hope that I don't have many of these stories in the future, but this is a gutter. This is officially what I would call a gutter story. This is a gutter story. Okay, so the boots. When I came over that last time I came over, and you know, we had lunch, and she paid for the lunch that time. Usually I pay for fucking everything. Usually it's me paying for it. But the thing is, and I also have to say, this is one of those girls that has that like mentality, like they think like, oh, I should get more out of this guy, or I should, you know, he should pay for this, and he should owe me and all this. It's like, I'm thinking, bitch, where the fuck do you get off thinking that I'm like, where do you think you even deserve any of this shit? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, whatever, man. You know, I almost feel like sometimes women like this, one of their issues is they like to talk shit, they like to feel empowered, they like to feel big and bad, but then when they get put in their place by some men, they feel like if you're nice to them, they see that as weakness, and then what they do is they try to think that they're gonna fucking speak to you a certain type of way in a condescending demeanor or some shit, like, especially if they're a little bit older than you know, they think they're gonna try to talk to you some type of way because they know there are no real repercussions, because they know you're a man, and a very capable man, and they're some fucking woman, and they know you're not going to hurt them. They know you're not going to do anything to them like that. So they feel like, yeah, I should just push the envelope, and it's like, really, bitch, just like, really, just really. Oh, it's okay, okay. So the boot thing was when I sat down, I sat in a certain spot, and my feet were in a certain spot, right? So at some points, I had my boots on because I had to put them on. And at that point, I wasn't taking them back off because it's annoying to have to keep putting your shoes back and on and off. And boots, how you have to string them up. It's annoying to have to lace them up and put them back on depending on what type of boot it is. So what had happened was the spot where they were, she had claimed that it had smelled there, like as if she could smell. Which I was thinking, maybe she's on to something because I told you the story behind those boots. But the thing about it is, which kind of perplexes me a little, is neither. I'm one of those people that's really like sensitive about things, and I usually smell things either before I put them on, after I put them on, and yada yada. Because number one, I want to see how they smell, even if I just wash them, or I want to see, like, let's say if I think I could have stepped in something to check, I might smell shoes or something. I didn't really pick up on that myself with those shoes. So I'm going to all say that, right? So, but I'll say this girl did tell me that people she has had over her house had smelly feet or whatever. They took off their shoes and their feet were just horribly, their socks were, and I'm like thinking, bitch, you probably were smelling that spot that motherfuckers many times have sat their feet in, and you thinking it was fucking me because you're fucking dumb, bitch, and you're probably high as fuck. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, like, you say that you're not trying to smoke, and then the next day you're telling me you were fucking smoking. You're saying you're quitting smoking, but then the next fucking days, you're literally trying to get high, and I'm like, everything you say is fucking bullshit, man. You have no fucking integrity. Literally, you have, like, no, it's like, everything you say is up in the air. That's why, like I said, I end up not taking people seriously because it's always some dumb shit. I'll even like men sometimes. It's like, there'll be men where a man will say things, right? And sometimes it's bullshit, and you're like, you're just a punk ass motherfucker. Like, you're just talking straight out your ass. You are talking, and you can just tell, right? And then there's some people where it's like maybe you had more faith in them, but then you're like, nah, bro. You're thinking, nah, you're full of shit. You know what I mean? And matter of fact, if you ever disrespected me, I will fuck you up because you don't have the skills nor the strength. You don't have nothing to back up shit you be saying. There's dudes like that, and like it's the same shit. It's literally like everything they say, it's a laugh, it's a joke. It's like I look at them like they're a child. Like it's like because you have no integrity, you are full of hot air, as they say. Empty barrels make a lot of noise, like they say. You get loud. You're just like, I'll give you an example. We're walking in the street, right? We're in the street. This is just after the same bitch. Literally, all she did was walk, and this is the thing that's retarded. She's not even really like that big of a girl either. She's not like a big girl. You know what I mean? She's one of those girls where, yeah, she's on the thick side, but she's not like heavy. She's not like big and fat. She's, but she literally walked up this hill, and this hill is just a little hill. It's not like a steep, crazy hill. It's not like a long mile hill. It's just a hill. And we're walking up this hill, and this bitch is literally out of breath, and she's like, oh, I'm dead serious. I just can't believe how out of shape I am, right? And this is the same bitch that, I shit you not, she's talking reckless with her mouth on Main Street. And a car drives by, and she's saying some shit like, oh, if that she's like, oh, I don't care. I don't wait for the I'll just walk across the street because, if they ding me or they hit me, I'll turn into a different person and I'll go crazy on them. I'm thinking, bitch, you are not a fighter. Like, first off, shut the fuck up. You don't even have the wind to fucking go up a hill without acting like you're about to pass out. You are not throwing no hands. Matter of fact, you probably get your ass fucked up, and then you'll expect me to fucking protect you. Which at that point, I would protect you out of, just common courtesy, I guess, you know what I mean? But the thing is this, is that, cut that bullshit, bitch. It's like, you just talking out your fucking ass. It's probably starting trouble. You're saying that shit because I'm with you right now, so you feel emboldened to talk all that shit. But at night, you're probably walking through that motherfucker, clinging to your fucking purse or some shit, slinking around corners, not making a sound. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here, that bullshit. So literally there's this girl in front of us and she's talking about how, oh, did you see how she just rushed past us? Did you see how she just this and that? Talking, we're in the girl's earshot. I'm thinking, you don't know who this bitch is. You're talking all this shit. What if this bitch turns around and starts laying into you like fucking Manny Pacquiao and you're, you know what I mean? And like, now me, I could do one or two things. I could friggin' snatch the girl up, subdue her, whatever I have to do to get her off of you, make a barrier between us, and protect you, or maybe I could just let her beat the shit out of you because you were running your mouth like you're some tough, big, tough queen, king shit, queen shit, all this shit, and I could just let her just destroy you and have you humiliated, and you'd be like, why didn't you help me? Why didn't you? Now, that could be a thing, but you know what? I'll say this. I'll tell you this right now. At this moment, what I know about you and how I'm feeling, bitch, I would let you get fucked up. Cause that bitch ain't fucking me up, but she'll fuck you up. So I'm thinking, I'll let her fuck you up. You need to get fucked up. Just saying. Cause you at this point you're a fucking clown and you need to be bumped down a peg or two. Well, you're probably been broken so many times that literally this is partly why you act like this. But the thing is this is so that was one of those instances, you know, and I wasn't embarrassed because I don't really get embarrassed per se in a lot of instances. I'm embarrassed for the person, the other person. But even at that point, I'm thinking, that's your own problem. You know, that's your problem. You're acting reckless. You're acting stupid. That's normal for you. I get it. But what happened was this bitch she decided she was going to think that I owed her money because of me not being able to pay that time, even though I had said I was going to pay, but you know, I didn't have my card on me because sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. I usually always pay. So this bitch leaves me this message. With all that being said, right? And I think I'm going to be able to, I'm going to try to play this message for you guys and let you hear the incoherent, most likely weed-laden, trance-like state that this person is probably in, talking to me like this, and I'm thinking like, you're lucky I will I'm thinking, I'll backsmack you into the next fucking dimension. Like, what the fuck are you even thinking? Like, I'm gonna try to play the audio for you, okay? Just bear with me, I'm trying to pull it up. I don't know if I can, but...
You're in serious trouble with me because you owe me $60 and I want you to send it digitally, like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. I don't give a fuck. I want $60 and I want to let you know that my art studio smelled like fucking ass. It literally smelled like somebody took a shit in the middle of this room. After you left. So I don't know if it's because of your feet, but you are in so much fucking trouble with me right now. Just for talking about voodoo over lunch. So you know what the problem is straight up. You can't come back, but I want my money though. And I will come after it like ODB. You know who that is? I know you're a child, so I gotta tell you. That's old dirty bastard motherfucker. I'm not as nice as you think I am. Obviously, the biggest mistake that I think that you made with me was continuously, even after I tried to shut down the conversation over and over and over with you, continuously talking about voodoo over lunch. Nah, bro. And then I come back, but the first thing I try is broken. And then I come back from walking you out, and the room that you were in smelled like fucking human feces. Dude, we got a fucking problem. You're not allowed over here, and I want $64 back for lunch.
Now, now, first off, this is a mouthful. Like this is retarded. But I'm laughing because it's stupid. It's fucking comical. And I'm thinking like, bitch, at least you could have been you could have been sober if you're gonna leave a stupid ass like I don't know if you would leave a message like that if you were sober, but you could have got sober because this is laughable. This is laughable. Okay, this is like, but first off, when we're at lunch, we're eating in a restaurant, a cheap restaurant, not an expensive one. Just say it. Which she tipped, which the dumb bitch didn't have to. This bitch, she opened up the conversation about voodoo. First off, it wasn't me that even was talking about voodoo. She said something about voodoo. She said something like along the lines of that she doesn't fuck with someone, or she wouldn't fuck with someone that's into voodoo. And basically, all I did was make a couple comments off of that. And I basically was agreeing with her. Like, I was agreeing with her of the fact of, now, if someone is teaching voodoo, right? Because there are people that actually teach this. If they're teaching voodoo and they're an honest person, you could learn from them. But would I cross someone that I really don't know how that person's character is or what they think of me that does voodoo? Or would I actually, what's the word? Like, would I actually trust someone like that without knowing exactly what their intentions are and knowing what their integrity is? Fuck no. No. Because they would fuck me up. I'm not gonna lie. Like, spiritually, they'd put some shit out on my ass, and I'm not, I'm not that adept like that, so I would probably end up feeling it, and I'm saying that's what I said basically. But first off, bitch, you're a fucking coward. It's like what you're. I understand if voodoo freaks you out, but geez, there's a limit there. Like, and then second off, you didn't tell me in any way that you didn't want to talk about that. You sparked the conversation about talking about that dumb shit. So what are you fucking talking about? This whole, like I said, about the boots, everything. It's like literally everything you're saying has no validity. What the fuck are you actually talking about? And then when I tried to call her, obviously when I called her over the phone, I started laying into her. First words that came out of my mouth was, don't you ever fucking talk to me like that again. And literally, she just hung up, because a person, this is what I mean, a person like this talks all that shit, right? All that loud shit you just heard, quiet as a church mouse if I was actually in the room. You know what I mean? You talk all that shit, but you wouldn't talk that shit to my fucking face. You demand shit, but you have no intent or means of taking it. Me, if I tell you that I'm going to get my money, you best believe that if I find you somewhere, you better be a bad motherfucker, because if you're not, I will rag you. You could be a big ass dude too. I will fuck you up and I will take my money. I will literally have you. You ever seen the movie Planet of the Apes where Caesar was dragging the security guard? You might see some shit like that. Okay? Especially if you're a smaller motherfucker, I will literally be dragging you after. Like, I don't give a fuck. I get down like that. And if you met me in person, I could literally prove it. But this bitch wants to open her mouth and talk crazy like that? I literally told her in my text message, I literally told her that, look, I said, first off, probably the boots smell like that, possibly because of animal shit. I told her, be lucky I don't do anything worse to you than what I wrote to you. And when you see me in the street, you know to be smart and don't start no shit. And then later after that, I basically told her, I'm blocking you after this message, and if you were a dude, I would fucking break you in half. And that's what I fucking mean. Now, this is some clown shit. This bitch is a dime a dozen bitch and is a fucking hoe on top of that and is a fucking basket case. So, what the fuck? Like, what the literal fuck? Okay? If she was, I don't even know what I'd do to her if she's a man. Like, I might fucking whoop her ass, take her phone, smash it, fuck up her fucking house. I don't know. I would do some crazy shit just to make a point. Have her fucking scared. You know what I mean? She'd be one of those dudes that when they see me, they put their head down. You know, it's like they put their head down. It's like you don't want to say it. You don't want to say anything to me. You don't want no fucking beef after that. Okay? This is bullshit right now. But I just blocked the bitch. You know what I mean? That's all I did was block her because, like, I already know. It's like, you're not gonna talk no shit. You're not gonna try to pull no stupid shit if I see you. You live, like, I could literally walk to your house right now and take me, like, not even minutes. It's probably, like, a minute or two. You know, it's bullshit. But the point, what angers me is two things. One, obviously I wasted my time. Two, that you are this disrespectful and out of your fucking mind. You're delusional, you're crazy. You know, you don't fucking talk to people like this. It's like, I'm just so tired of these type of people, man. This is what I mean. And it's like, you couldn't even be sober enough to give me like a you gave me an epic two epic voice messages, but they were epic in all the wrong ways. That shit was epic. It was epic in the most wrongest way. You know, it's like, this is what I mean. You're talking to motherfuckers like this because you have no life. You're talking to motherfuckers like this because you were a victim and you were a scared little girl and you can't fight your way out of a fucking paper bag. So you decide that you want to empower yourself by running off your fucking mouth, knowing that motherfuckers are not going to hurt you. No, they're not going to hurt you. You know what I mean? Because at that point they would look like a monster. I'm not going to go around assaulting dumb little girls that are 40 years old, mind you, like this bitch here, right? Now, if I get really pissed off, I'll tell you, at the most, I may just literally slap the shit out of this bitch. I'll give her one good fucking pimp slap and leave it at that. Maybe toss her ass around a little bit, you know, just to make a point. Cause, I don't know, man, this shit pisses me off, man. But, see, a person like this is a waste of my time. A person like this doesn't, what's the word? They don't enrich my life in much any way. This is like a person that could have been a potential one night stand or a fuck buddy that went completely fucking wrong. So, I don't know, man. And this is the type of person too, like literally, I don't even, I'll put it like this. I'll also say this. If anything is unattractive, like, your looks can be one thing, but this type of behavior and shit, in your fucking high, slurred fucking words that sound of a 4-year-old bitch, that shit is a huge turnoff to any motherfucker. Alright? So, this has been a crazy, buck wild rant. I've never done a rant like this before, and like, there's no video, but I gave you some crazy audio, some wild audio, to let you just ruminate on and sit on, and you'll probably laugh. This is probably bring some people a lot of laughter. I mean, I'll admit, I'm still laughing. I kind of laughed a little when I heard it too. I was pissed off, but I laughed a little because it was just so ratchet. It was just like, damn, bitch, like, you sound like high as fuck. You said your cart didn't work, that the thing for your pen was broken? Bitch, it must be working now because you sound high as fuck. So, Jesus Christ. You sound high as fuck. I wish I was that high right now. I actually don't because I not in that mood right now, but damn. You know? But this is what, okay, now I'll also have to say this. When men go on a tangent and men talk about how they hate women are disrespectful, women bring men to assault them, women put their hands on them, women act so entitled or delusional, astronomically stupid sometimes, disrespectful, just the list goes on. Now, this is the type of behavior that they mean, right? Someone would say, "Oh, she didn't say much. It's small." No, motherfucker. You gotta understand that shit is not small. Like, you don't talk to mother. This is the type of shit when you talk to a motherfucker like that. Not only will you not get a dime, but you will get the shit beat out you, or at the least you will get back smacked, or maybe not. You know, you just won't be respected. I'll tell you that. That's not a way that you're going to gain someone's respect. I'm just telling you that. That's not how you gain respect. That's not how you people aren't receptive to that type of energy, man. That type of that talking like that. I'm telling you, a worse man will fuck you up. Some women already know. Men already know. Men know. Some men, they already know. Like I said, they won't even look at you. Keep their head down because they already know. It's like they know what time it is. Fuck out of here, that bullshit. So, man, I'm gonna leave you with that, and hope you have a nice night. I'm gonna try to have a nice night. I woke up and I was waking up to FAP, and I woke up to that bullshit. All right, I woke up to that. I woke up to that nonsense. Man, fuck. And tell you the truth, honestly, I wasn't gonna like ever go on a not a date, but I was never gonna like have lunch with this girl ever again or anything. But I was at least gonna like, if I saw her again and we did eat, I was gonna make sure that because she paid $30 something for our meal, I was going to be nice because I am a nice guy. I was going to pay for the next meal and then call it that. You know what I mean? And try to never really see her again. Not block her because, that'd be a little, that just seemed a little harsh. That wasn't really grounds yet for me to block her. But now, bitch is blocked. The bitch is blocked. You know, this is just stupid. The stupidity. This is what I mean. This is what I mean when I talk about people acting a fool, acting fucking stupid and delusional and just stupid. This is the dumb shit, people. This is the dumb shit I'm always talking about. Hope you enjoyed the video. It wasn't at your expense, it was at my expense and at Miss Danny Mitchell Stork's here's expense. So have a nice day and like, sub, and share. This is going in the rant section on the channel. And all I can say is hope you enjoy it and make sure you click into this channel. This is your host, Steve from the back, and I'm out.